Finance Minister Bill Morneau announced the federal budget yesterday, and Conservative leader Andrew Scheer and NDP leader Jagmeet Singh reacted to the announcement.
Justin Trudeau is covering up his SNC-Lavalin corruption scandal under $41 billion of brand new spending, with plans to raise taxes to pay for it if he's re-elected. This is the most expensive cover-up in the history of cover-ups.
This budget, again, is one that the Liberal government had their last chance to show Canadians that are actually on their side. And again, they've just given crumbs to Canadians and they've given the entire pie to the wealthiest. This budget does not address the problems that people are facing. And again, it shows that this Liberal government and Mr. Trudeau are so out of touch with what people really need.
Ontario Finance Minister Vic Fedeli calls the 2019 federal budget a disappointment and says it will not meet the needs of Ontario on a number of fronts. Fedeli kept up the province's attack on the federal carbon price, saying it will impact the cost of living for Ontario residents.
Time and time again, Premier Ford and our entire cabinet and our caucus have raised the issue of federally imposed carbon tax with our counterparts in Ottawa. We have been clear from the beginning, a carbon tax is not the only way to fight climate change. Our Made in Ontario Environment Plan is tailored to the province's specific priorities, regional challenges, and opportunities. It strikes the right balance between a healthy environment and a healthy economy. The plan commits to reducing our province's emissions without imposing a carbon tax.
A 5-year-old girl who was the subject of an Amber Alert north of Toronto yesterday was found safe after a few hours. York Regional Police said the girl's father was taken into custody, but they do not know if he has committed a criminal offense as that investigation continues. Police had issued the alert after the girl was allegedly taken from her classroom in Markham by her father. They said he was not supposed to have access to his daughter, and investigators received some information that caused concern. Police said the pair was picked up by a minivan cab and dropped off at a second location where they got into another vehicle. Nicole said the two were found just before 6 p.m. near the second location after someone saw them in a business and recognized them from photos shared through the Amber Alert. She said police had been scouring the area with helicopters, canine units, and patrols in search of the pair. The Liberal-dominated Justice Committee of the House of Commons pulled the plug yesterday on its probe of the SNC-Lavalin affair, prompting fresh howls of opposition outrage and a walkout by Conservative MPs from the government's budget presentation later in the day. Conservative leader Andrew Scheer accused Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of thumbing his nose at Canadians. New Democrat leader Jagmeet Singh pushed for a public inquiry. The Conservatives compared the Liberals to the rights-abusing regimes in Venezuela and Russia, which Foreign Affairs Minister Chrystia Freeland called insulting. The real fireworks blew up when Finance Minister Bill Morneau prepared to unveil the Liberals' pre-election budget later in the day. The Conservatives forced a vote on a motion to allow MPs on the Fisheries Committee to travel, on which a number of Tory MPs voted both for and against. They then rose one by one afterwards to apologize for voting twice, each managing to work in a denunciation of the Liberals' refusal to recall former Attorney General Jody Wilson-Raybould to the committee. The opposition's anger reached a boil when Conservative and New Democrat MPs failed to persuade the Commons Justice Committee Tuesday morning to recall Wilson-Raybould so that she could shed more light on the simmering SNC-Lavalin controversy.
None included.
Ontario Finance Minister Vic Fedeli calls the 2019 federal budget a disappointment and says it will not meet the needs of Ontario on a number of fronts. Fedeli kept up the province's attack on the federal carbon price, saying it will impact the cost of living for Ontario residents.